Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Okay, we're talking about ketogenic diet, fats, hormones. Yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about my favorite superfood, flax seeds, ground up flax seeds. And that's an important point, by the way. Flax seeds have a hard shell on them. You got to crush them up. You got to grind them up in a coffee grinder or a food processor. A coffee grinder works best, I think. If you don't grind them up, they're going to pass right through you and you're not going to get much benefit from them. And you could buy, if you don't have a coffee grinder, you don't feel like dealing with it, you can buy pre-crushed flaxseed meal, but it's expensive, it's perishable, you're going to pay 10 times as much for it as you would if you used, if you just grind your own, if you grind your own seeds. You can buy unground flax seeds for a couple bucks a pound. The ground up ones cost you about $20 a pound. They're unstable, you got to keep them in the freezer. It's just not, it's not a good deal personally. I don't think it's a good deal, even though it is a little bit more convenient. The one big knock on flax seeds, as super and as important and as wonderful as they are, the one big problem with flax seeds and with all seeds, and it's not really a problem, although we hear about it a lot, is something called phytic acid. Phytic acid, or sometimes you'll hear it referred to as phytates, they're a little bit different, but most people use those terms interchangeably. Phytic acid, phytates, these are generating quite a buzz in the world of nutrition, and there's a lot of confusion around phytic acid and phytates. For the most part, when we hear about phytic acid or phytates, we hear about their problematic nature, which is a bit misleading. Yeah, there's some problems associated with it, but it isn't all bad news. So in the interest of clearing up some of the confusion surrounding phytic acid or phytates, I want to spend some time talking about them for the next day or two in terms of the bad stuff and in terms of the good stuff, in terms of the challenges that you have to deal with phytic acid and phytates, and also with their surprising and very important health benefits. So, phytic acid, phytates, we'll use those terms interchangeably. These are substances that are found in grains and seeds. They play several roles in plant chemistry. They're incredibly, incredibly vital and important to the plant. They keep seeds dormant or asleep. It's very important that a seed stays hibernating. A seed is like a hibernating life, and nature has come up with all of these chemicals to keep that seed hibernating until it's time to wake up. And that's important for the life of the seed. It doesn't want to wake up when there's not a lot of nutrition around. It wants to wake up at just the right time. So it has to stay dormant. It has to stay asleep. And nature has a lot of chemicals that it uses to keep that seed asleep. These chemicals in general are what we call anti-nutrients. They suppress life. They keep life asleep. And while it's important for seed, it's not good for us. Gluten is one of those compounds, by the way. There's a lot of these compounds that are designed to keep a seed protected. Gluten isn't quite exactly like that. Gluten is more like a protective molecule to keep animals from eating the plants or eating the seeds, but nonetheless, there are chemicals inside of seeds that keep the seed or keep the plant alive and keep the seed and keep the plant healthy, and they're not necessarily good for us. Phytic acid is one of these substances that keeps seeds asleep. Phytic acid is also a source of potential energy for seeds. It's also a raw material for the seed to make sugars, or for the plant to make sugars after the seed wakes up. And phytic acid also is an antioxidant. Phytic acid protects the seed and protects the plant from the ravages of oxygen and the dangers to the plant of light, photooxidation. And phytic acid also can help protect the seed and the plant against something called aflatoxin. Perhaps you've heard of that. Aflatoxin is a poison that's made by a particular mold that feeds on plants. Specifically, it feeds on nuts and legumes, beans, and grains and seeds, etc. And phytic acid actually is protective against aflatoxin. But the most well-known function, the most recognized function of phytic acid is as a storage form for one of the most all-time incredibly important minerals for life, and that's called phosphorus. Phosphorus can be thought of as an ignition element for the life force. It ignites life. Phosphorus it has an explosive property. Phosphorus is given the name the light bearer. Phospho means light. And phosphorus has a way of of emitting light. It doesn't really conduct electrical energy, but somehow it carries an electrical force, and it's incredibly important for the plant. And phytic acid is a storage form. It's a locker. It's a pantry for phosphorus. If you want to see a beautiful, just a spectacularly gorgeous chemical structure, if I could geek out on you here for a little bit on chemistry, chemistry we talk about as tinker toys. That's the way I like to think of chemistry. That's a simple way for non-chemists to think about chemistry. It's just like tinker toys, just putting little sticks and dowels and circles and little pieces together. Well, phytic acid is one of the most gorgeous tinker toy structures you will ever see. It's like a mandala. It's like one of those Hindu pictures, circular pictures. They call them mandalas. It's just this amazingly beautiful structure. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back we'll come back on the bright side right after this. Don't go away.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
Don't know what's in your drinking water? Better get a ProPure. With the Pro 1G 2.0 all-in-one filter, remove over 200 contaminants, including fluoride and lead. Taste water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure water filtration products. There's a ProPure system for you. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details on our current free shipping special or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPuruSA.com.
So let's see here. We're talking about phosphorus, or no, actually, talking about phytic acid as a storage form for phosphorus. Phosphorus is just crazy important. The light bearer, phosphorus, it's part of the CHNOPS system, CHNOPS. The whole body is made up of 6 minerals. Well, 99% of the body is made up of just 6 minerals. Scientists call it the CHNOPS minerals, CHNOPS. 99, actually like 99.9 or 99.5 or some ridiculously high concentration of our bodies are made up of only 6 elements: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. The CHNOPS minerals, they call them. And, of course, the P is for phosphorus. It's one of the major elements that make up the human body. And it's not necessarily electrical itself, although it has electrical properties. It doesn't really conduct electricity very well itself, but when it's combined with other things, it becomes super electrical, especially when it's combined with sulfur and oxygen. In fact, when it's combined with sulfur, when it's combined with sulfur and fats, it forms something called phospholipids. You probably heard that term, phospholipids. They play a major role in the health of the whole body, but especially the electrical systems of the body, especially the brain and the nervous system. Phospholipids, really crazy important. Phospholipids are a blend of lipids, fats, and phosphorus, and there's also sulfur in there as well. So phosphorus, sulfur, and lipids form these phospholipids that are unbelievably important for mental health, for brain health, for Parkinson's disease, for Bell's palsy, for Alzheimer's disease, for all kinds of brain health issues, just for having better memory, just for sleeping better. Yesterday, there was a really interesting article, by the way, that linked rosacea to Parkinson's disease. Isn't that interesting how rosacea, which is a skin disease, is linked to Parkinson's disease? Now, what do you think those two systems could have in common? Why would a skin disease, be related to a brain disease? Well, because all diseases have the same causes, the digestive system. And phospholipids play a major role in digestive health as well as in brain health as well as in skin health. So if you're thinking to yourself, wow, man, I sure would like to get some of those phospholipids, make sure my brain stays healthy, make sure I don't get Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or Bell's palsy, or if I have those health challenges, God forbid, that they improve. If you're thinking you want to get some phospholipids, good thinking. You're on the right track. Eat your phospholipids. Eat your phosphorus and sulfur. Eating phospholipids is one of the best health decisions you will ever make, especially if you're dealing with brain health issues, especially if you're dealing with movement disorders or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, or if you just want to keep your brain healthy, or if you just want to keep your nervous system healthy. And nature's best source of phospholipids, guess what? Eggs. Eat your eggs. And they're in the yolk, the part your doctor will tell you to throw out. At least some doctors have stopped telling people not to eat eggs or not to eat the yolks, but you still hear that boneheaded advice, and it is boneheaded advice. Eat your eggs. They're loaded with phospholipids, especially the yolks. You're not going to get phospholipids in the white. You'll get the phospholipids in the yolk, among other things. The phospholipid, by the way, is called lecithin. This is one of the major benefits of lecithin. Lecithin's got all kinds of health benefits. It's a source. It's part of the bile system. Helps your body process fats. Very important for digestive health. But it's also a source of phospholipids for the brain. Interestingly, the energetics of phosphorus make it dangerous, make it toxic, make it explosive. Phosphorus burns super hot. Phosphorus is so dangerous and so explosive and so super hot that it's actually banned by the Geneva Convention. The military loves phosphorus because of its explosive nature, but it's been banned because it's so darn explosive and so darn toxic. If you took all the phosphorus out of your body, there's like probably 2 or 3 pounds of phosphorus in an average person's body. If you took all that phosphorus out, it would be enough to kill everyone in a small city. Yet somehow, the biological force has an incredible way of harnessing the power of phosphorus and utilizing it to make it such a fundamental component of the life force. Every cell in the body contains this little chunk of phosphorus right smack dab in the nucleus as part of our DNA. Yes, phosphorus is a key component of our DNA. There's kind of a mysterious ability that phosphorus has to create light. And this idea that phosphorus creates light and the fact that it's part of our DNA is related to something called biophotons. Yes, biophotons. That is so amazing to me. Our biology emits light. Our DNA emits light. If you looked at it with just the right kind of detection mechanism, you'd see little bursts of light flicking on and off as our genes are changing. We have light bodies through this concept called biophotons. I didn't really know about this until about 50 or 60 years ago. A guy named, a scientist with the name Fritz Popp, which is a cool name for a guy who came up with the concept, or was the first man to talk about biophotons. Fritz Popp talks about how the body emits light. And how does it emit light? Through phosphorus. And because phosphorus is in the DNA itself emits light. Phosphorus is everywhere in the body. It's in the fluids of the body. It's in the DNA. It's in all the cells of the body. It's in our skeleton. It's in our muscle. It's in our nervous system. It's in our brain. The thing about phosphorus is it's so abundant in the standard American diet that sometimes we underestimate how stupendously important this stuff is. In the body, phosphorus is combined with various other elements, iron and calcium. You'll hear terms like calcium phosphate and iron phosphate and magnesium phosphate and sodium phosphate. Phosphates are a stabilized form of phosphorus, and it combines with various minerals. When I say phosphorus is important stuff, I am not exaggerating in the least. Phosphates and phosphorus are among the most important compounds in all of life. Just ask any farmer about how important phosphates are and phosphorus is when it comes to farming and when it comes to their plants. The discovery of phosphate fertilizers actually is a really, really important advance in terms of agriculture. Phosphate fertilizers, well, farmers have been using phosphate fertilizers by dissolving bone in in their plants or in their crops for millennia. Bone is, of course, a wonderful source of phosphorus. But phosphate fertilizers were first developed in the mid-19th century. And really, in a way, these phosphate fertilizers revolutionized agriculture and really revolutionized the entire planet. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Found a neat article here from the journal Neurology. This was published last week. Beyond Alzheimer's, check this out. Study reveals how a mixture of brain elements drives dementia. Oh my goodness. These guys must have been listening to The Bright Side. We've been talking about this for years, maybe decades. Apparently, according to these folks from the University of Hawaii who published the study in the journal Neurology, a new analysis provides compelling evidence that dementia results from a blend of brain ailments rather than a single condition. Oh my goodness, where have you heard this before? You see, Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease and all dementias and all brain diseases are, if they're chronic and they're long-term and they're progressive, like any other chronic long-term progressive diseases, are signs that the tissue is rotting and dying. That's all, folks. I don't mean to be gross. I don't mean to be graphic. I'm just trying to keep it real. It's not neurofibrillary tangles, amyloid plaques, and tau protein, and all these other silly, borderline idiotic ideas that you hear from the medical model. Yes, there's fibers there. Of course there is. But this is the way the brain degenerates. It's not the fault of the fibers. It's the fault of the degeneration. According to this study, there's all kinds of ways that the brain falls apart. And then you get dementia. It's not a special disease. It's just the same stuff, different day, if you know what I'm talking about. It's the same way the body breaks down in general. It's arthritis of the brain. It's ulcerative colitis of the brain. It's name the disease of the brain. So how do you deal with Alzheimer's disease? Well, there's so many ways to deal with it. Number one, you work on your digestive health. Make sure you're taking your probiotics. Make sure you're staying away from problem foods. Make sure you're eating less calories. Make sure you're going ketogenic diet. Number two, stabilize your blood sugar. Use your sweeties. Don't eat junk food or reduce your intake of junk food. Eat more protein. Use glutamine to wean yourself off of sugar. Make sure you're using minerals like magnesium in addition to selenium and in addition to chromium and vanadium, but also selenium. These all help your body process sugar. Relax the body. Lower cortisol. Take hot tubs. Get massages. Practice deep breathing. Make sure you're focusing on the exhale. You always want to exhale more than you inhale. It's better to give than it is to receive. Exhalation, slow exhalation, allows carbon dioxide to build up slowly, and carbon dioxide is super duper important stuff. A lot of people think carbon dioxide is a waste product. It's not. It's a super duper important component of respiration along with oxygen. In fact, carbon dioxide helps your body hold on to or utilize oxygen more effectively. So breathe out slowly and breathe in less than you breathe out. These are all the simple, basic, easy to employ strategies that we can all use to improve our prognosis if we're dealing with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or acne or any other, or rosacea or any other health challenge. These are not doctor issues. When we figure this out, folks, there's going to be a lot of unemployed doctors, and that is not a bad thing, except for doctors. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Let's go to New Jersey and welcome Astara. Love that name, Astara. How you doing?
Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Astara. Is that
Great.
your real name? Did you give yourself that name or some wise...
No, my dad and my mom gave me this wonderful name.
That is a beautiful name. Beautiful name. I love it. So what's going on, Astara?
Okay, well, I'm a first-time caller, and...
Okay. How long have you been listening? How long have you been listening? How long have you been listening to the program?
Well, this is actually my first time. My dad kind of turned me on to Alex Jones and Joyce, so I listened to them a lot, but this is the first time I'm able to actually speak with you and catch your show.
Oh,
but
good.
He urged me to call, so I'm doing so.
Okay. What's going on?
So I have this skin condition called Molluscum contagiosum.
Oh, I love that Latin name. That's great.
Yeah, and when I tell you I have tried everything...
No, you haven't. Never say that on The Bright Side. You could not have possibly have tried everything.
Well, I've tried oregano, colloidal silver...
That's not everything. You know, I'm teasing you, Star, but let me make a bigger point here. When we say that, or when we think that, that shuts off our options. That
know,
closes.
you're
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So don't even think that. And I hear it all the time. And I'm not picking on you. I'm saying this to everybody out there because people say it all the time. I've tried everything. What that does is it closes your options, and you never, ever want to close your options. You want possibility. The key to an effective life is to expand possibilities, not to contract them.
Yeah.
And when you say I've tried everything, you're shrinking down your possibilities. So let me tell you about Molluscum contagiosum. For the listeners, anyway, they'll tell you it's a viral infection. Is that what they told you? That it was a virus? Have you heard that?
I've done a lot of research,
So you
and
probably-
I've learned that. Yes.
Okay, so it's basically bumps on the skin, basically
Yeah.
like thick.
Itchy, annoying bumps
Yes,
that
thick.
pop up
Yes,
everywhere
thick-
and anywhere.
Right. Here's the deal. They'll tell you it's caused by a virus, but here's the deal. The virus is everywhere, and there's bacteria everywhere, but not everybody gets Molluscum contagiosum. So clearly, it can't just be the virus. It can't just be the bacteria when they tell you it's a bacteria. You have to have had some other health challenge. Nobody just has these kinds of skin conditions.
I had HPV 16-18.
Okay, so now we're getting warmer here. Now we're getting warmer, okay? I'm thinking more fundamental, though, and that is digestive or blood sugar issues. How old are you, sweetheart?
43.
Okay. History of digestive issues, have to have. I'm only asking you rhetorically, because I know you have to have had them.
I had actually hemorrhoidal issues.
Okay, we're getting warmer now, okay? The hemorrhoidal issues is a sign that blood is not circulating correctly in the lower part of your body.
Right.
And that usually means a liver issue, and the liver is a digestive organ. So this is the reason I'm not picking on you here. I want you to start to think strategically or critically.
Okay.
If you think it's a skin problem, there's nothing you could do. You go to dermatologists, there's nothing you can do. You cut the bumps out. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Dermatologists shouldn't dare to take your... Let me just finish this real quick. How dare a dermatologist take somebody's money for doing nothing? Did he do nothing for you? Did he tell you this is free, Astara? We're not going to take your money because we didn't do anything? No, of course not. But I'm going to help you. So hang on, because we got to take a break, and we'll finish up when we come back. So don't go away, Astara, okay? I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll take a break and come back right after this. Don't go away. Hey, Astara, you there? Astara.
Yes, hello?
Hello. Okay, I'm going to give you some help. I'm going to go real fast because I got a bunch of calls I want to get to, all right?
Okay.
So, Molluscum contagiosum, which just means hard bumps on the skin that are contagious. It's not really, it doesn't tell you anything. It is a viral and a bacterial. It's an immune system condition. Your immune system is suppressed, okay? And then you said you had a history of HPV and you had hemorrhoids. All this tells me that there's something percolating along in the body, and it's not a skin condition. What you're looking on the skin is the end result. So when your immune system is suppressed and you're susceptible to viruses and other infections, you want to start to focus on where your immune system is mostly located. Do you know where that is? You're a new listener, so I'm just going to ask you here, because most of our listeners know, but you're a new listener. So where do you think your immune system is mostly located?
In the gut.
You got it, baby. In the gut. Exactly. Whenever you have an immune system problem, you have to focus on the gut. Now, if you flare up, that's great, because when you flare up, you can backtrack to what you did the last few hours or the last 6 or 7 hours, and that'll give you major information. If you don't flare up, if your condition is just steady state, it's a little trickier. But either way, you want to do a food diary, where you write down every morsel you put in your mouth, and then how you feel from a digestive system perspective. Number one, that means heartburn, bloating, gas, which you have to have. You may not notice it because it might have happened your whole life, and the brain has a way of tuning things down, but you have to have these kinds of issues: heartburn, gas, bloating, loose stools, constipation, discomfort, cramping, something like that. Are you with me, Astara?
Yes.
Okay, you want to link those to the foods you're eating and then start to eliminate foods. If you want a real clear indicator, take a couple days off from food. Do a Suero V cleanse. If you're using the longevity products, call 866-735-2470 or go to criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com and order the Suero V. Do a half a bottle of it every hour for maybe a day or two. So you do about 6 bottles a day in a 12-hour day for a day or two, and don't eat anything else. Just fast for a couple of days, just with your Suero V. That's called a Suero V cleanse. Then start eating again, and what you'll notice is foods that you love and that you're eating a lot of, all of a sudden you'll notice, oh my God, I get cramps after I eat that, or I get loose stools after I eat that, or I get bloated after I eat that. Those are foods that need to be eliminated. That's step number one. That alone will make a huge difference. If you do nothing else, that alone will make a huge difference. The days off that you're taking off from food, your skin will start to heal itself. Now, once you start eating, you're going to want to start to use digestive support supplements. The most important are probiotics. If you're not on one, get on one. And don't waste a moment. Get on it right away. I like the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Do 9 capsules a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. Make sure you're eating fermented foods, and make sure you're using apple cider vinegar after all your meals and digestive enzymes after all your meals. If you can do veggie juices with fiber, that will help also. The fiber is great for your digestive tract. If you like, you can do flax seeds. We've been talking, you missed this, but we've been talking the last few days about grinding up flax seeds and using flax seeds to help ground up flax seeds to help clean out the intestine. Also want to make sure you're on an all-around good nutritional supplement program like the Healthy Start Pack. Again, you'll find that off criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com, or you can call the phone team. Make sure you're sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Powder all day. Okay, sip on it. Awesome. Sip on it all day long. Start taking your Ultimate EFAs. Again, 9 capsules a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and
What's
3.
that?
They're called Ultimate EFAs. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. And then you also want to make sure that you're using, I think I said this already, but I'll say it again, digestive enzymes, the ultimate enzymes with a little bit of apple cider vinegar after all your meals. You are going to find that once you stabilize the gut, once you eliminate problem foods and start to use these nutritional supplements, that your skin's going to start to clear. Now, there's a lot of other things you need to do. You need vitamin A, 20,000 IU a day. You need zinc, picolinate, 50 milligrams a day. You should be on selenium as well. But I can't tell you absolutely everything. There's too much. But please understand that once you get your gut under control and get on a supplement program, your condition will improve. It can go down. It can completely disappear as well, because your immune system is designed to handle viruses and bacteria. It's not a medical issue, and no doctor should ever charge you or bill you or in any way medicalize you to take care of what is in the body's nature to take care of itself. But you got to make sure that you're not putting the bad stuff in, and that you're supporting the digestive system as well as using these other supplements. And if you'd like, email me at ben@ksco.com and put your phone number, and I'll work with you personally. Okay, Astara?
So much. Thank you.
God bless you. Have a beautiful day. All right, let's go to Andre in California. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good, Ben. How are you today?
Good to talk to you, Andre. How can we help?
My wife has she just got diagnosed with bone spur and arthritis in her right knee, and I'm wondering what you can suggest for her. She's really in a lot of pain.
I'm sure that's miserable. That's awful.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Yeah.
Bone spurs. She has it in her knee, and where else did you say?
Oh no, it's in her knee.
Just in her knee.
She also has arthritis in her knee. Also.
Okay. How old is your wife?
It's going to be 15 next month.
Okay, that's a sign that she's not processing calcium correctly. And again, that follows digestive health issues. The blood, when we don't process calcium correctly, calcium can build up in the blood. And when the calcium builds up in the blood, the body throws it out and deposits it in different areas in the joints, and it's all associated with the arthritis, etc. So number one, like we were talking with Astara, you got to focus on digestive system health. Chances are pretty good she knows that she's got some digestive health issues. If she doesn't, she's got to find them. At the age of 56, though, she should know. She'll probably know. That's going to be elimination diet, where you eliminate foods that cause digestive distress. The digestive system is where calcium is metabolized and assimilated, so you got to work on intestinal health. That's the probiotics, the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Have her do 9 of those every day. Make sure she's using her her ultimate enzymes with the bile salts, because bile is also very important for helping the body process calcium. In fact, if it was me, I'd be taking extra bile salts, and you have to buy those at a health food store. So ultimate enzymes after meals, and then a little bit extra bile salts with it. And it wouldn't hurt her to throw in some lecithin, which also supports or helps the bile work. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of lecithin powder or lecithin granules in water with her meals. A little bit of apple cider vinegar with her meals will help too. Now, one of the reasons that calcium starts to build up in the blood is because the blood gets thick and sludgy, and in addition to digestive issues, leaky gut syndrome in particular, that can have to do with blood sugar problems. And there's a major link between dysglycemia, or messed up blood sugar, dysglycemia, and improper calcium metabolism. So make sure she's focusing on her blood sugar as well, staying off of foods that spike her blood sugar, and then using things like the Sweeties and the Fucoid Z and maybe glutamine powder, all of which can help her wean off help her wean off of sugar and will help her body process sugar. And of course, the Healthy Start Pack is also important for that, particularly the B vitamins, niacin and thiamine. In fact, she may want to take a little bit extra niacin and thiamine, maybe some time to release niacin and some thiamine as well. Then there's also good old vitamin K, super duper important for calcium metabolism. It's like a magnet that sucks calcium out of the blood, that acts to attract calcium. She can also do chelation, and you can use nutrients to chelate. Vitamin C is a chelator. Something called NAC will acts as a chelator. By chelation, I'm talking magnetically attracting calcium out of the blood. Selenium also has some chelation properties, so make sure she's using her ultimate selenium. And then also make sure she's getting enough vitamin D. In addition to the digestive strategies, those are very important for vitamin D metabolism. A little bit of sunshine every day. You're out in California, so make sure she's laying out and getting some vitamin D. Also, fish oil also is a good source of vitamin D, and you'll get that in the Ultimate Essential Fatty Acid capsules. If she does all of that, the bone spurs that she has now will start to resolve, but even more importantly, she's going to stabilize calcium metabolism. And if she's got bone spurs, rest assured she's got calcification of other soft tissues in her body, including her heart and her blood vessels, and that's really where it becomes very, very important that she takes care of this. I'm sorry, Andre, you're going to say something?
Yeah, glucogel also would help her.
Glucogel will help. Glucogel will help for rebuilding, but it's not as important as all these other things. Because right now, the most important thing is she gets her calcium metabolism under control. One last thing I should tell you, magnesium helps balance out calcium, so make sure she's on a good magnesium supplement like the Beyond Osteo FX, and I would actually be throwing in a little bit extra magnesium, like magnesium glycinate, maybe 1,000 milligrams a day of magnesium glycinate or a chelated form of magnesium. It's a ton of information for you there, but Andre, my friend, as miserable as the bone spurs are, it's really a long-term issue. That's really where you got to take care of the calcification issues for the soft tissues, the kidneys and the heart and the brain, and that's where all of these strategies are going to come in handy. All right, I got to move, Andre. I apologize. Thank you so much for calling. Hey, Carl, the Truth Raider. That's the music, buddy. You got something for us real quick?
Yes, I'm going to have to finish up what my description of my condition is tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm on the road to recovery.
I love it. You sound great, Carl, the Truth Raider. Well, call back tomorrow because I'm going to wind down the show today. Okay.
I'll have to do that.
Thanks, Carl. All right, buddy. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening, friends. Please check out my skin health products, truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. And if you're interested in learning more about the longevity products, call 866-735-2470. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have an awesome, beautiful, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Hi, Pat Matthews again. I want to talk to you about selling online. And when I say selling, I'm talking about your home, your car, and even buying a house or a new set of wheels. There's a new kid in town, and that's buysellmakeoffer.com. The revolution has already begun, and I invite you to be a part of it. You see, get in on the ground floor because buysellmakeoffer.com never charges item fees. Can you imagine what the other guys might charge you for selling a car on their site, let alone a house? Well, buysellmakeoffer.com doesn't do that. And you can use Skype and YouTube videos to sell your products, big or small. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and set up your account. For as little as $7.95 per month, you can sell up to 50 items, and they'll give you the first 30 days free just to try it out. Remember, no per item fees. Join the revolution today. Buysellmakeoffer.com and tell them Pat Matthews sent you.
And Fuchs is a registered pharmacist who understands how important the B complex of vitamins is for maintaining a healthy heart. That's why he drinks Pollen Burst from Longevity's complete line of nutritional supplements.
Pollen Burst has got the B vitamins in there, and the B vitamins are so fascinating because most people are going to be deficient in the B vitamins because they're rapidly processed out of food. And the B vitamins work on the brain, the heart, the skin, and the digestive system. When it comes to heart disease, we got 600,000 people in this country who die of heart disease every year. Some 64 million Americans have some form of heart disease. The B vitamins, a nickel's worth of B vitamins every day, is the most powerful nutritional way to protect yourself from heart disease.
To feed your heart the nutrients it needs for good health, order Longevity's Pollen Burst by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
It's no secret that pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, molds, and fungus can inflict severe damage in the human body. Fortunately, a new and vastly improved silver solution has been developed. Supernatural Silver is a revolutionary broad-spectrum antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal solution that can be used inside the body as well as on the skin. Supernatural Silver is unique and superior to colloidal and ionic silvers, using a patented technology that is highly effective against colds, flus, infections, food poisoning, and yeast, in addition to many other pathogens. Supernatural Silver is scientifically supported, extremely safe, and is the #1 choice of thousands of people for immune system support. Find out how Supernatural Silver could change your life. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HEALTHY for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com. And like us on Facebook. Don't know what's in your drinking water? Better get a Pro Pure. With the Pro 1 G2.0 all-in-one filter, remove over 200 contaminants, including fluoride and lead. Taste water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of Pro Pure water filtration products. There's a Pro Pure system for you. Visit your authorized Pro Pure dealer for details on our current free shipping special or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Destroy harmful bacteria, allergens, bed bugs, dust mites, fleas in your home with the Ladybug Steam Vapor System. The Ladybug dives deep on surfaces without any toxic residue. Traditional control agents contain toxic chemicals which do more harm than good. Sanitize and disinfect using just water. Quick, fast, and surprisingly easy.
Find out more now by calling 800-997-6584. Ask for Randy. That's 800-997-6584. Or go to advap.com/GCN. That's advap.com/GCN.
Dr. Joel Wallach here. If you're a baby boomer and you're worried about the big epidemics coming, and I'm not talking about the bird flu or the swine flu, I'm talking about epidemics of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, arthritis, cancer. That's because the 80 million baby boomers followed all the advice of doctors, and Houston, we have a problem.
See Dr. Wallach live in Farmington, New Mexico, Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. Go to www.cdocinfarmington.com. That's www.cdocinfarmington.com.
Bad news, Americans. You're probably stockpiling for a disaster all wrong. When the big one comes, you'll need more than that poisonous, oversalted survival food you now see everywhere. There are 3 vital things that your survival food is missing, and it's the first thing to disappear from grocery stores. Go to superfoodradio.com now to see my story of how I nearly died when I was forced to live on a popular survival food. That's superfoodradio.com, and I'll show you how everything you've been told about survival food is dead wrong. Go to superfoodradio.com now.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Extend your life with Extendovite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, hawthorn, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Each herb was chosen for their abilities to help improve irregular heartbeats, chest pain, lower cholesterol, as well as normalize blood pressure and clean and strengthen arteries, plus much, much more. Doctors have taken people off of some or all of their pills just because they believe their patients got better while taking Extendovite. Get the dependability of Extendovite. Just see how you feel in 6 months. A 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid is only $69.95 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.